And now we're going to put it all together. A trick for the inside, and the reason that I like to do, rather than cutting this to make it a card front and then adding it to a vanilla or a white card, is that sometimes when you're putting these pieces on the front, they don't line up just quite right, you know, and then you can see it. So I like that. I also like it because it's different. And before you adhere this piece on the inside, go ahead and stamp your sentiment, write your message and things, and then put it down. That way, if you make a mistake, you can turn it over. And I would also do a little sponging on the edges of this before I put it in there. Okay, so for the front, get this one to where you can see it. You'll see that these pieces actually are cut so that they'll overlap a bit. So what I like to do is put a bit of adhesive on the back of the black one, and then with the red one set on top of my card where it's going to end up, then I'm going to set the black one over top, and that's going to make it just the right size for our card. Now I can put my crochet trim on, and the ends of it will be hidden behind here. So this, usually when I am adhering ribbon, I'll just run my adhesive down the ribbon. This, it has a terrible time sticking to. So instead, I put it on here, and you only want to put some, maybe 1/2 inch or so from the edge. And when you lay this down, you don't want to pull it tight. You want it to be very loose and maybe even a little puckery. Is that a word? I don't know. And I'll show you why. So once you put that down, then go ahead and flip it over and put some adhesive on the back to hold the tails down. Like that. Now the reason I wanted you to leave it loose is because rather than trying to bring it around and tie it, I take the extra one, and again this one's about 5 inches long, and if you've got a little too much adhered down, just pick it back up. I like to put it under and then tie my knot right here. Makes it much, much easier. Because the reason is, if you had pulled this first one very, very taut and then you tied this, it's going to end up doing this, like that. So this one could have probably even been a little bit looser, but I think it will be fine. Okay, so now the little girl. Go ahead and put some adhesive on the back of her. Then you're going to hold the houndstooth one kind of how you want it, which I want it a little crooked, and then I'm going to put her straight. So then I can go ahead and put her down like this. Now the houndstooth one, we can pick that up and put our Stampin' Dimensionals on the back and then lay it back down. Alright. And I only put them on the 4 corners, not in the middle, because that crochet trim will really hold up the middle. Alright, and then when you put her on, just make sure that she's straight. Looks pretty good. And we'll trim the ends of that crochet trim here in a minute. And then for the little hearts, you can use just your regular snail adhesive, or you can use the 2-way glue pen, which I like this for little tiny things. Whoops. Again, tweezers are sometimes helpful for this. Another tip that I like to share with people is about scissors. Now, just like having different adhesives for different things, I have different scissors. So I grew up with a mom that sewed, and we knew that her sewing scissors never touched paper. And so I keep a little pair of scissors just to cut my ribbon or in this case the crochet trim. And the reason is because when they cut paper, they get dull. And to cut things like ribbon and crochet trim, you need a really sharp scissor. So I just tie a piece of ribbon or trim on there, and that way I know that's what those ones are for. There we go. And now we'll put this onto our card. Alright, there you have it. And then just add, like I said, your sentiment to this and go ahead and sponge the edges and adhere it down in there, and you are all set. I hope you consider joining me for our online technique club. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to call or drop me an email. Have a great day. If you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you're wondering just how much Virtual Technique Club will cost you each month. And I'm quite happy to tell you, nothing. It's free. When you sign up for Virtual Technique Club, all you do is agree to purchase at least $25 of Stampin' Up! Each month for 6 months. When I receive your order, which should be placed between the 1st and 5th of each month, you'll then get an email that'll point you to the web page where you can watch both video tutorials and also get the PDF quick reference sheet. Again, all you need to do is click the link below, and then I will send you a reminder email on January 31st. Then you'll need to place your first $25 order between the 1st and the 5th of February, and then I will send you the link to the 2 videos. As always, if you have any questions or are a little confused about this, don't hesitate to contact me. You can drop me an email, which is chris@forloveofpaper.com, or you're welcome to contact me by phone at 512-809-3887.